PVTV News. I'm Anna Baker.
And I'm Logan Palmer. Thanks for joining us today.
Near the Andes, in the city of Lima, a 60-foot tower has been built with nets spiraling down it. The tower was made as a solution to the town's drought problem. The tower would catch fog on the top and convert it to water at the bottom, providing free water for the city dwellers beneath it. If the tower catches enough water, it can also lead to a cheaper sewer water solution.
With there being a big gap between the population of the community and the homeless, the Cape Girardeau City Council decided to shorten this gap with tiny homes. Downtown, the residents, Debbie Barnhouse, says she's seen tons of homeless people by the river every day, and she wants to change that. Thus, the council is considering 15 of these tiny houses on 130 South of Frederick Street next to the FCC Beverly Health.
Durable, cheap, and relatively safe. One young architect is utilizing some of Indiana's 100 million yearly thrown away tires to design colorful playgrounds for schools that need them. Operating under the philosophy that children has a right to play, Anthill Creations, a nonprofit run by Puha Rai, has so far built 283 different place spaces, but using almost entirely painted tires, as India is the world's only nation that has legislated mandatory charity upon corporations. Much of Rai's work is done through donations, with the small play space costing around $800 and large ones costing up to 4 times as much. The playgrounds go up not only in schools, but in public parks and even refugee camps, and they are themed to what children in the area want.
A volcano in Iceland begins its much appetited eruption a couple weeks ago, making the first eruption of the Reykjanes Peninsula in over 800 years. Luckily, drone videographer Phyllis Petria was there to capture history in the making. He said it was speechless. It was very hard to describe it, how it looked and felt in person. The power was overwhelming. The stunning footage from the drone showed the main volcanic cone and surrounded smaller cones erupting. The valley surrounded by mountains slowly filled with lava. By viewing Phyllis's work, you're seeing the first time this volcano has erupted in 6,000 years.
Starting April 19th, part of Route J that runs through Madison and Perry counties will be reduced to 1 lane so that construction crews can work on it. This work includes widening the roadways, replacing the culverts, and adding shoulders. I asked Elena Rosharity how she thought this would affect her driving, and she said it would give more room to pass vehicles and that it would be safer for less experienced drivers. If the weather permits, the work will start April 19th and end September 30th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. The section of the roadway that are going to be worked on lie between Route 72 in Madison County and Route 51 in Perry County. The work sites will be marked, and motorists are urged to use caution when passing these sites.
In the UK roadway have helped many people travel to getting where they are going, but this is not the case for the insects that lives there. It has destroyed their homes and make it hard and unsafe to travel, but there is a solution for that. There is a new creation project that enables to create superhighways made out of wildflowers and overpass of actual roadways to help these insects travel. Charity groups needed a increase to 2,500 pounds of UK charities for each community that they plan to put these super high rays in. They also needed a mass amount of data to identify the best possible mount for these insects, which they ultimately did, since the project has skyrocketed and the UK has seen a number of insects skyrocket and has insect increasing endangered and rare species that also briefly ones that help maintain the environment.
A team of researchers from the Spanish Astrobiology Center has presented the most accurate to date and described the existence of the Cyphus spur, a formation of blue stars hotter than the sun that has remained hidden until now. A blue star has at least 3 times the mass of the sun and has its name because its intense heat makes it appear blue to our eyes. The Cyphus spur went undetected because of the previous lack of detail in the stellar catalog that the researchers have just updated. For the scientists, one important aspect of the newly discovered spurs and its consistent motion, which shows it is not a random alignment of stars, but a structure sitting above the galactic disk. The massive blue stars that make up the Cyphus spur are the galaxy's largest, rarest, and hottest stars.
What can generate clean energy, biomass for the fertilizer, convert CO2 into oxygen, and be used in space? Algae. Preceding this incredible organism, some portrayals is young Eden Ramírez, a 23-year-old Mexican bionichan, has made solar power propagated by algae powered instead of natural mines from the earth. As intelligent solar biopanels are 1 part microalgae, 1 part nanotechnology, and the one absorbs CO2 and before considering into electricity and oxygen, preventing a slowing into the largest problem of our time. If you paid attention in bio class, you may examine a simulation between this and the evolution stage of photosynthesis. The invention just keeps getting better and better. However, as the panels are totally biodegradable and they pursued biomass while running, which can be collected to be used as fertilizer. And now we pause for some time. Very important message.
Hey, Mr. Cook, how do I key this one thing in?
I met a strange lady.
Hey, how do I key this one thing in?
What? Speak up.
You know it's not that healthy to have the volume up that high, right?
I think I'll be fine. What'd you need help with?
I think I got it. Don't make your ears suffer. They're valuable your whole life, so don't throw them in the trash. Keep your ears safe. Lower the volume.
Elementary and didn't take home the North Carolina School Hero Award he'd been nominated for last year. An entire community got together to let him know just how much they appreciated him. People see Brown as a kind man who makes friends with anyone. No one knows that better than Adrian Wood, whose son, Amos, formed a special bond with Brown. Amos has autism, which can make finding friends among his peers a challenge. He and Brown, however, encountered no such obstacle. Brown started to call him Famous Amos, and when other kids heard of this, they saw Amos in a new light. Wood used their Facebook blog to raise within a week $35,000 and over 2,000 people On March 20th, the same day as Brown and his wife's 38th wedding anniversary, they presented the beloved custodian with praises and presented him with a $35,000 honorarium dubbed the famous Amos Award.
A patient with genetics from their childhood blindness finally gains vision, which latest more than a year after receiving a signal ingestion of a experimental RNA into the eye. The genes editing research was created from the Perelman School of Medicine in the University of Pennsylvania. Results of the case shows that the transmeats led to making things at aphomia the most important part of the human eye. The treatment was designed to prevent dealing with LCA, an eye disorder that primarily affects the retina. According to researchers, these tiny RNA molecules are smart enough to get into the cell nucleus, but they are not cleaned very quickly, so they remain long enough to do their work.
The San Martin birds were finding fewer and fewer places perfect for drilling their nest, as so much development had replaced their previous nesting habitats with a building. San Martins burrow on the sides of high river banks. The Surrey Wildlife Trust, acting as a real estate developer, is building an enormous artificial sandbank for them in the Spines Mere Nature Reserve. Conservationists would need to build a 400-ton sandcastle large enough to be an attractive home for San Martins to roost in England. To help the tiny birds, they need a big machine and require the help of a sand sculpting firm. With help of a specialist constructioning and landscaping firm named Sand in Your Eye. It took weeks of filling a mold, getting the water content right, and packing down the sand before they were able to remove the wooden supports. Over time, the trust will keep up with reconditioning. The returning martins will dig a new nest, and every 6 years or so, the bank will be restored to its original size, ensuring their home remain intact for years to come.
In Perryville, Missouri, a new coffee shop is coming to town. Bart and Carrie Van Devin owns a Scooter Coffee, a coffee shop in Jackson. They are bringing the franchise to Perryville. Van Devin said, "It was always a dream of my wife to own a coffee shop. We own this one in Jackson, and this new one in Perryville is our expansion. The construction has already begun on West State, a Joseph Street across from Walgreens. Van Devin believes that it was a great location. The Jackson Scooter location offers coffee, espresso, smoothies, among with food. The main difference from Scooters from other coffee shops places is the fact that they are drive-through only. Drive-through coffee shops are becoming a trend. Van Devin said Perryville is home to Willis grounds on the downtown square. Van Devin is convinced that the two coffee places can coexist. The people we are helping to pick up the kind of people with aren't go to wilderness grounds, and it will give them a new place to go. Van Devin is excited for this new opportunity and hopes he can provide the residents of Perryville with good coffee and a quick place to go.
It's common for multiple places to have the same name, which can be confusing. But for Sue Perry from Perryville, England, mistaking Wakefield, Quebec's Facebook group for her hometown brought a welcoming surprise. After joining the group, She realized she joined the wrong Wakefield. She promptly apologized to the small town, and to her surprise, the town responded. They asked how things were, which weren't great at the time. To help cheer up their new friends, some of the group members banded together to send Sue a care package with the spirit of love and kindness is alive and well in the hearts of humankind, written on the box. The package included CDs, t-shirts, books, coloring books, maple syrup, and even a nude calendar as a gag gift. Sue's story was spread around her Wakefield, who now is making plans to send their own care package back to Wakefield, Quebec.
From now until April 13th, a spectacle known as zodiac glows will be visible in the southern skyline after sunlight. The zodiac glow is a large pyramid-shaped area of light basing around the hour after the sunset. Though this light show is nothing like the Northern Lights, it's still an incredible sight we have chance to witness twice a year. With the air getting warmer, this is the perfect time to view this beautiful nighttime spectacle.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.